Hi, Dad. This morning I'm working on the 97 F350. This is a tailgate project that's been going on for a long time, and I don't know if I ever did any videos on it or not, but I've got this is a tailgate that I have kind of reworked a little bit and put some reinforcements in it. The old one, the old tailgate's got some rust, and I just didn't want to mess with it. I ended up with one that was almost as rusty. Did a lot of work to it. But I'm going to add this. It's called a tailgate Easylift. It's a torsion bar. And the plan for this is it ends up mounted in here, in here in the corner. It gets a hole gets drilled in the body there in the bed, and then a hole gets in the bottom of the tailgate, and that helps lift the tailgate. And like I said, I reinforced this tailgate so it's got a little extra weight to it. The old one's got some sag. This one's not perfect, but that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to get these holes marked and drilled and kind of test this thing as best I can. Instructions say I need a helper, but I'm home alone today, so we'll see if I can do that. Maybe you can just kind of cheer me on, help me out. So let's go from there. I marked this template. It's got different places for where, depending on what your model truck is, where you're supposed to drill the hole. I put a little notch because this is supposed to go all the way over. Put a little notch pointing to where that hole is supposed to be drilled. And now I'm going to mark it. Hopefully, maybe this Sharpie will be good. I might have to get a different marker. But it says at the top of the hinge post, as far to the left as possible, and that's behind that rubber block. I can't even mark it. I had to figure out how to get that block out of the way. I think that tail light has to come out to do that. You don't have to watch me do that. With the tail light out, that block is held in with those two nuts right here. So I get those nuts out, get that block out of the way. Then I can mark where to drill the hole. We'll go from there. Everything likes a little lube. I laid this rag over here so I wouldn't get any of the lubrication on the primer, since this all still needs to be finished up, painted. But I wanted to figure out where this hole goes and get the hole drilled before we do all the final paint work. I think there's silicone in WD-40, and I know that's not good for when you're trying to paint. How cool would be a nice idea here? This is actually adjustable. It's in slotted holes. When it comes time to put it all back together, make sure we get a good fit. I don't want this wandering all over the place. Drill here. Never a bad idea to have a little cutting oil though. The other nice thing about taking the taillight out is when I'm drilling this hole, I know there's nothing behind there I'm going to drill into. Okay, just drilled a hole in my truck. Now, put the template so that that's lined up there. And then over here, locate, realign hole A in your template with the hole A you have just drilled. Mark the line for hole B on the top side of the tailgate as noted on the template. See figure 6. Okay, so they've got this here lined up there. They've got this mark here. Okay. Mark the top of the tailgate. Well, the top this side of the tailgate. Now we have to take it off. Remove the tailgate and drill a hole. Okay. Walk this way. Okay, the instructions say for the Ford tailgate to put the hole near the top edge, and by that they mean here, not here or here. Varies by make, where you drill the hole, and it says figure 9, and it's got a nice picture, so it wants the hole right about here. So I'm going to make a mark. This was my other mark from before, so I'm going to make a mark here. That's near there. This is going to be interesting when I get the rod to go in there, because that may interfere with some of my, well, it won't interfere. My other stuff will interfere with it. My reinforcements that are in there. We'll see. May have to reach in with a long drill bit and drill a hole through something else. I'll put that there. I won't remember where I put it later. I'll be looking for it. Lovely. Here's the $64,000 question. When we go to put this in here, let's see, it goes, where does it go? It goes this way. Ah, it does work. Okay. A little bit, I think that's just the size of this. The reason I question that is because it's been so long, I don't remember. I welded a piece of angle iron inside this, the full length, because these tailgates end up all beat up right here and sagged and bent. So I had this all cut out. I added that, and I don't know exactly where it is. But that looks like it's going to be beautiful. So now for the test. I'm going to try this, but I'm not going to try very hard. I'm going to see if I can do this by myself. The instructions say you really need an assistant for this, and I can see why. I don't know if you can see, but let me move the camera a little bit. This torsion bar has bends in it. And what we need to do is end up here so that this is inside the tailgate. This comes out of the tailgate and goes across over there. And you can see I've given a little tweak over here to where that sheet metal is actually bent a little bit. The same thing on the tailgate where it tweaks the metal a little bit. I don't know if you can tell from in there, but it's pushed in here and pushed out here a little bit as that comes out through that hole at an angle. So yeah, I'm going to try this once and then wait for somebody else to come home. I have to have some assistance. You can't put it on there, you have to do this. That's the first stage. In the hole. And then rotate the tailgate to insert the rod. No, not there. We're not there. There it goes. Huh. Yeah, I don't have enough hands for that. We'll be back. Well, I didn't get my assistance that day. Well, I didn't get it recorded when I had my assistant that day. And then since then, I've been messing around trying to learn how to paint and discovering that I'm really not very good at body work before I got all the paint done. But I want to show the final product, even though I finally got it done today. And I did have to have help to get things in. The torsion bar is very handy. It makes the tailgate very easy to open and close. It'll hold it there. It closes neatly. But there's my finished product. I got my custom thing done. That was what I was really after. I wanted that big Ford thing on the back like the new trucks have. So it's good enough. I'm clearly not a painter, not a body man, but I'm going to be happy with it for now and try to learn from what I've done here. So thanks for watching. Sorry it took so long to get back in there.